Young people want to be involved, and I don't think we even have the luxury to not be involved. I believe that all the issues that are happening on our continent, as young people being the biggest number, that automatically means that we are the biggest number facing all those issues. So if you know that an issue is going to affect you, I don't think you have the luxury of not being involved.
Get their phones out, especially young people in the room, everyone.
My name is Arlette Akingeneye. I'm from Rwanda. Hey, visit Rwanda. But I'm currently based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, working for the African Union Commission.
This is from Egypt. This is Rwanda artist Birasa.
So here I'm a health and well-being associate and in the youth division under the Women, Gender and Youth Directorate. But also I'm a former MasterCard scholar, which led me to be able to apply for the Umholiwe Fellowship last year. So I've been placed with the African Union Commission since last year. Our mandate really is to unleash the potential of women and young people by achieving gender and youth parity, but also ensuring meaningful engagement of women and young people.
Arlette recounted how she first heard about the Umholiwe Africa Fellowship, an email from the team.
I was seated at work, just saw an email from Amanda of the African Leadership Academy saying, oh, we have this new program called the Umholiwe Fellowship. It seeks to place young people in the public sector. So I actually reached out to her. So we talked and I literally was like, okay, let me apply and see.
And as it turned out, applying and seeing paid off immensely.
We have two places you can buy lunch here. So Congo Hall and also the cafeteria downstairs. So yeah, Congo Hall is where most people go buy their lunch.
Arlette met up with Yesubet, another Umholiwe Africa fellow from Ethiopia, who also worked at the African Union.
So I've asked her if she learned Amharic.
What did she say?
I don't know, ask her.
No, I told him that the only way to earn Amharic is to date an Ethiopian. So
She figured it out. And I'm ready to, get the applicants on the list. Do you have any specifics?
he can cook.
What? Okay,
He has
it's
to
not common here.
forget. So you have a meeting at 2?
Not meeting, it's like a follow-up in finance. She asked me.
Umholiwe Africa Fellows are generally a multi-passionate group of young people, and Arlette was no exception.
I was never the person at school who was always into studying. I did a lot of extracurricular activities, and one of it was writing news. I knew that I was going to do public health in university, but I also knew that this was a passion of mine.
Arlette made it a point of duty to not let herself get overwhelmed with messages before work.
On my way to work, that's when I'm able to respond to my WhatsApp messages, because I don't like responding messages when I just woke up. I like to just ground myself, calm myself in the morning before the madness of work.
Yeah, my first day of work, I came with my colleague because I didn't have my ID. Then we just came in. We went straight to the office and took my first picture at the Mandela Hall. They made me feel welcome. Didn't have any challenge integrating. Yeah, they were super warm and nice.
Arlette and her boss absolutely work great together. And one of the things that they often say about her is how hardworking she is. I like that about her, but I also like that Arlette is the kind of person that is very inquisitive, and I think it comes across even in the work that she's doing at the African Union and why she is excelling in her work.
There is the first Pan-African conference on women's and girls' education is taking place, so our directorate has a session today, so it's going to be a busy one. For the conference, tweeting and taking some pictures, so just came here to pick up the camera and then I can head to the venue. Hi. The session that you're having is taking place at Mandela Hall. It's the biggest hall we have here.
Named after the late South African president, the Nelson Mandela Plenary Hall hosts the annual African Union Summit, which brings together all African heads of state.
I have to tweet about the session now, so I'm going to do that.
Do you pick calls? Do you answer text messages? I can send hello, you will reply next 2 weeks. When you need something.
Arlette spoke of a new framework being developed around the Africa-wide issue of violence against women and girls.
There is ongoing consultations, and we're in the process of developing the African Union Convention on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls. And what that means, it's going to be an instrument that is going to really guide all the member states in how they address violence against women and girls. In my job, I need to ensure that youth perspectives are incorporated in the process of developing that convention. To be honest, young people are leading a lot of interventions and programs on community levels. Sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights. You look at mental health. In all areas, actually, young people are driving these conversations and change in their communities. The main issue is funding. And when there is also even funding available, a lot of youth-led organizations don't really qualify because of the requirements and the criteria that are not really youth-sensitive.
Like most of the young conference attendees, Arlette's work required her to travel a great deal.
Obviously, my mom and my brother, they know that I'm working for the African Union, and I try to share with them pictures and some of the things that I'm working on. I don't know if you were to ask them how they can, they will be able to explain in details what I do, but I think they do understand. I think they are the people who are most excited and proud of me. I would tell them, oh, I'm flying to this country and then I'm back, and my brother is always like, oh, is the plane now a bus to that you take every now and then? So far, I've been to Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Ghana, Morocco, Cape Verde. So yeah, those are the countries that I've visited since joining the AU.
It had been a long day of taking conference photographs, tweeting conference updates, and connecting with other young leaders in the public sector like herself. But on any other day, Arlette would be spearheading one policy initiative or the other.
There are a couple of projects that I'm working on at the moment that I'm excited to see that coming to fruition. We've launched a partnership with TikTok on a campaign called Safe Together. This year, the Chairperson's Youth Envoy launched a mental health toolkit, and I'm really excited to disseminate and getting young people to actually use it.
I want to ask everyone to get their phones out, especially young people in the room. Everyone, As we all know, violence against women and girls is a pervasive issue. The QR code that you're seeing on the screen gets you to an online consultation form for young people to really share their perspective on what they would like to see in the convention. So I encourage all the young people in the room. So it's been a long day, and yeah, a bit tired. So I'm headed to a restaurant to meet friends, but also go for ice cream.
Regardless of what sector or what industry, like most youth at the early stage of their careers, Arlette has had to overcome feelings of uncertainty and inadequacy.
It's really worth taking a bet on yourself and addressing the imposter syndrome that we all have. As a young woman myself, in so many cases I've doubted myself. I've really learned and still learning that it's important to believe in yourself before everyone actually can believe in you.
Arlette recognizes that this isn't simple work. The mental toll that this can take on any young person, especially in the political, economic, and social climate of today, cannot be overstated.
I hope that as young people, we can also learn how to take care of our mental health. It's still something that not all of us understand the impact, and all we think it's a Western concept.
No, vanilla is basic.
But I really think that a lot of us are suffering. My hope is that we can also create a safe space for our friends, our colleagues, to really feel that they can come to us and talk to us when they're suffering or going through hardships. Yeah.